Okay guys, since you guys were asking so many questions in the comments about last night's video about Randy's all-in-one mod, especially about this here, the open world, I went to Randy and I asked him, hey Randy, is it okay if I show them what you showed me, the footage that you showed me? And he went, sure. So we're gonna take a look at that footage. Now before I show it to you guys, I want you guys to understand something. Randy is making this all on his own. I'm just providing, assistance in terms that I'm testing a few things and I'm telling him, giving him ideas, right? I do not have access to this build. Only Randy has it right now. What you guys are gonna see is footage from the build before the one he has running right now, which I have seen, but I am not gonna show you guys that footage. That is gonna be there. I'm just gonna tell you that it got better. It got way better. The thing is, again, take all this with a grain of salt. Remember that sometimes these things don't work out, and I want to be 100% transparent with you guys. I'm not gonna tell you that this is gonna come out tomorrow, that this is gonna come out next week, that this is gonna come out in a month or two, next year. I'm not gonna tell you any of that, okay? It's gonna come out when Randy finishes. That's all I can tell you guys. And the other thing is that you guys are gonna see it here first. Okay, so now that I made that clear, let's go ahead and roll the footage. So here it is. So as you guys can see here, you got Pokemon Trainer Red, and you guys can see he's over at Johto, just, in the forest, and you can see how he threw the Pokeball. Now, this is part of the new mechanic that Randy is working on, be able to catch a Pokemon in the Overworld, and you can see that he throws the Pokeballs just like in Arceus, which is pretty awesome, and that is something that I mentioned to him that it should be. Now, on the circle that it has around it, around the spin arc, that I told him that maybe he should change that, so, more natural. Obviously, this is all alpha. The graphics, as you guys can see, are just placeholders. Those are gonna be changed. And I know what you're thinking. Even the grass is different? Yes. Randy is taking inspiration. He basically wants to make the Ken Sugimori art into the actual graphics. That's the dream, right? That's the dream everybody wants. So that's what he's doing. But that is the little footage that we have of it. I honestly, it's impressive what he's doing. And the thing is that, remember, this is still alpha. This is still not 100% done. And he already showed me the other build that he did, which is way nicer. It looks way nicer. It was using the voxel graphics, because the thing is with this, you're gonna be able to use the voxel, you're gonna be able to use the diorama, you're gonna be able to use the third person, you're gonna be able to use the 2D, all the graphic options. You're gonna be able to do that. And one of the things that me and Randy talked about is that obviously in the open world, we want to make it so you're gonna be able to walk from one side of Johto or one side of Kanto without taking any of the routes. That you can just make your way like like in real life. Like you need to get to a place crossing a mountain. If you cross the mountain, you can go You can go through the mountain, you can go climb it, or you can go around it. Now, the thing about that is obviously a major undertaking because you have to add a lot of stuff that's gonna be in between. So I decided to reference Randy to the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver map, and he pretty much placed it on top of the normal map and went like, yeah, we can do this. So that is being worked on, and I like the idea of, we talked about adding the Safari Zone on Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Shinjoto Ruins, so that is pretty nice. Adding the Sevi Islands as well, because Randy did something that I wasn't expecting, and when he told me and he showed me, I was like, holy shit, Randy, you didn't do this. And he's like, yeah, I did. He took and put Kanto next to Johto. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but Zero, that's nothing. Johto already has Kanto next to it from Pokemon Gold. No. The version from Pokemon Gold, from the OG, is Kanto Light. He took that version out and put the version from Red and Blue there. And you can go through it. So, all the caves, all the routes from Kanto are there. Everything is gonna be there. All the buildings are gonna be there. Right now, he showed me, and I'm not gonna show you guys the image that he showed me, because I didn't ask him for permission to be able to show it to you guys. I'm only gonna show you guys, I can show you here. The map's already there. He just has to populate it with the buildings and with the NPCs, which is pretty awesome. So there's quite a few things going on here. Now, obviously, the big question that even Randy has is, will the Recomp engine be able to handle this? And the answer is, we don't know. By the time you guys see this video, I probably will have already texted Brian, asking him that question, asking him if he can, if the engine is already maxed out, or is there more juice in that engine? Because looking at it, I think we will probably need around 15% more power from that engine to be able to run this the way Randy wants to run. Because he does not want to have the graphics that you guys saw. He wants to have the proper Kensegumori graphics, to make it look like a real N64 game. Or, maybe make it look a little bit more Pokemon Stadium-ish or something like that. There's just a lot of options, or maybe Pokemon Colosseum Battle Revolution. We'll see how this turns out. But there's quite a lot of options, honestly, and maybe it is possible, maybe it's not. Again, like I told you guys, take this with a grain of salt. Anything can happen, because hey, what happens if Randy does get it to work, but Brian doesn't want to upgrade the engine, or there's no way to upgrade the engine, and then we have a concept that works, but we're not able to run it. That's the thing. So yeah, but I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, this is pretty cool. I mean, any idea that you have to add in those empty spots, let us know. I've told him like, maybe we should add like a carnival, like a Pokemon carnival in some area, maybe like some ruins, maybe like a little village or stuff like that, a Pokemon Spring or something. But I would like it to be, you know, that matches the area, because remember, it's not only the Johto map, it's also the Kanto map that needs to be filled up as well. So maybe ideas from the anime or from other Pokemon games that take place in the same region but in a different like area will be very interesting. So if you guys know any of those, please leave it down in the comments below, and maybe, you know, add a few more things to that. Like, we still need a name, because right now we only have Stadium 2 3D. You know, that's the official name for the mod that we're running right now, and we want to be able to have another name that incorporates everything, because this is an all-in-one mod. That's the other thing, that we don't know if this is all gonna fit on just one mod, or we're gonna need to have some multiple. That's the other thing. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So when will I give you guys another update? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. And I don't like, you know, I'm not gonna bait you guys and tell you, oh yeah, give me 30,000 views and you guys will see the next one, you know, fast and stuff. No, I'm not gonna do that. I know a lot of people that would do that, and I will not do that. No, that's pretty scummy, honestly. So you guys, you know, this video could get 100 views. If it gets 100 views, it got 100 views. If it gets 10,000 views, it got 10,000 views. Okay, it's okay. When Randy is ready to share more information and he goes like, yeah, Zero, you can share it now, then I'll do it. Until then, no new updates on this. So we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.